of Formula E, Mr. Alejandro Agag. Alejandro, here we are in easily the biggest media centre I think I've ever been in. Playing to an enormous gallery here. I think it's symptomatic of being in the United States. What do you make of being in the US and Formula E in the US?
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome here to the American Airlines Arena. Actually, yes, it's probably the biggest place ever I've given or I will give a press conference. I want to thank very much the Miami Heats. Start with the Miami Heats because we're here in their home, for letting us use this facility, for working together with us, because it hasn't been easy to organize this event. They were telling me the other day that we have had to obtain 163 different permits to host this race tomorrow, and I think this would have been not possible without the support of the Miami Heats, without the support of the museums, the PAM, the other museums, with the strong support of the City of Miami, of Miami-Dade County, and with the great work getting all those permits together from Andretti Motorsport. So many thanks to all of them who have been key to make this event possible tomorrow. So we are, as you can imagine, very happy to be in Miami. We are a little bit overwhelmed by the demand, by the attention, by the momentum that this event is getting. I mean, we are, having real problems to accommodate more and more corporate guests that keep them asking for tickets. We're completely sold out. We probably have to put them in here and maybe turn on that screen up there. But this is great. This is a fantastic problem to have, and for us, it's a fantastic opportunity that the first race ever of Formula E, of this electric car championship in the United States, takes place in Miami. So all in all, really happy to be here, and welcome all, and I hope you have a great event tomorrow.
Can you explain how important the US market is for Formula E and its ambitions for electric cars?
Well, the United States is a market that for motorsport is always been, it has its own motorsport. So, of course, the US has fantastic championships, has NASCAR, has IndyCar, which are the American motorsport. So for international motorsport, it has never been so easy to really succeed in the US market. We think that if we try to compete with IndyCar and with NASCAR, we will fail, because they are great championships, they have a lot of fans, very loyal fans, and it's not our plan to try to compete with that kind of motorsport. I think we have to come to the US with a fresh approach, with a different point of view. This is a celebration of a different kind of technology. This is an open event for the families, for kids. We have to try to include the young fans into our championship. This is why we do things like the fan boost. This is why we open much more the championship to all the digital space, because this will be the only way for us really to be able to succeed in the US market. Even more important now, because two US groups have just become our largest shareholder, the largest shareholder of Formula E Holdings. We announced last Monday that the Liberty Global and Discovery Communications have made a very important investment, a very important commitment in Formula E. And this is not only important because of having a new investor. This is strategic for us. Having our strategic partner be from the US, obviously, I think reinforce our chances to succeed in the United States. I think also the electric car market, the most important one in the world, is in the United States. You have companies here, great companies like Tesla, who are doing a fantastic job, similar to the one we would like to do, so to make the electric car more popular and to break the perception about electric cars, the negative perceptions about electric cars. So we definitely want to be very present in the United States, and it's a key market for us.
It's been 2 months since the last Formula E race, but as ever, things have been very busy. In that time, we've also announced the 8 manufacturers that will be joining the championship for Season 2. How important is that to you?
Well, as you know, Formula E has two main objectives. One is to change the perception about electric cars, but the other one is to develop technology, to be the place, to be the framework where new technologies are developed in the space of the electric cars. technology development traditionally comes from competition in the motor industry. Formula One, IndyCar, NASCAR are places where new technologies have been developed that then have been used on road cars. And we would like Formula E to be the place where that happens for the electric car. For that, to have different manufacturers is essential. And we were extremely positively surprised when we had 8 candidates to become manufacturers. We were expecting maybe 2 or 3, excuse me, for season 2, but we have 8 manufacturers who will be making different parts. You have to understand that there's a very important detail here. A manufacturer in Formula E is the one who does its own battery, its own motor and inverter, or the whole powertrain, battery, motor and inverter. They don't need to make a whole car. They don't need to make a chassis, because we want to focus on the development of what's important for the electric cars. And I think next year we will start seeing these different powertrains, these different technologies, and definitely this is a great step for the championship.
Thank you. I'll open the questions up to the floor. If anyone's got a question, please raise your hand and state your name and publication.
Alejandro, bienvenido a Miami, ¿no? Mucho gusto, René Pedrosa de América TV. Quería hacer una pregunta boba, pero se la voy a hacer. ¿Por qué Miami? Es increíble que el evento está totalmente vendido. ¿Qué representa esto para usted o para la organización en su totalidad?
Bueno, in English? Okay. I can do both. I can do English and Spanish after.
Spanish medium.
Well, it's not. Let me just correct, just not to shoot myself in the foot. It's not totally sold out. All the corporate hospitality is totally sold out. Grandstand tickets, we still have a few. I think maybe there are 20% left, which is quite good, because a lot of, normally in the US, as the people from Andretti tell us, there's a lot of same-day people who come to the race and just buy the ticket. So we expect to be sold out tomorrow, but there are still tickets, so please, you can tell your viewers and readers that they can come and buy still tickets, because we still have some room. And well, Miami, for me, I'm from Spain, and obviously for me Miami is a very special place within the United States, because, well, I can speak my language, first of all, and Miami is like a cross between Latin America, Europe and the United States. So many European people live here, but also so many Latin American people live here, and obviously American people live here because we're in the US. So I think to bring Formula E, which is an international championship, to Miami, to start in Miami, it's a great match. And I think we have so many friends that have come from Latin America, from Mexico, from Colombia, from Venezuela, even from Argentina, many people from Europe. So I think it was really the best, the ideal place to start our championship in the United States. And also for another very simple reason. We were welcome in Miami from the start. I remember when I met representatives from the Miami-Dade County, and when I met also with Mayor Regalado, immediately Miami was open to the idea of hosting Formula E. Of course, following all the procedures, following all the permits, doing things properly, minimizing the disruption. I think it's been important to see how the streets have remained open with the walls and fences there just until today. So we have tried, and I think we have achieved to really minimize the disruption in the city, and all that has been very well organized by the security forces here. So massive support for Miami to be here, and we hope we can be here for many years.
Any more?
Foxsports.com. We're obviously seeing the expansion to right here.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're obviously seeing the expansion to manufacturers next year. At what point are you looking to sort of take this championship onto the world championship status from the FIA?
That's a good question. I'm not so sure I want to be a world championship. We have to see what the world championship brings to Formula E. What does it mean for Formula E? But first of all, we need to match certain conditions to be a world championship. So definitely we need different manufacturers to be a world championship. For the moment, we are very comfortable being a championship. We have great cooperation with FIA in terms of defining the rules, and that is very important because we need to have the mentality of cost control. If we don't achieve cost control in this championship, we will endanger the championship itself. if going to be a world championship endangers the cost control for me, I prefer to stay a championship. So for me, the main criteria here is to do things with common sense and with cost control. So we will look at it when the time comes, when we have manufacturers. We will see what does it mean for the manufacturers, and if they want to have a manufacturers world championship, then probably will make sense. But always we work very closely with the FIA, making sure that everything we do stays within that parameter of cost control, allowing development, but also keeping it under reasonable parameters. And the OEMs we are talking to, and we are talking to a few. There are a few OEMs actually that will be in this event looking closely at the championship. I cannot tell you which ones, but they are looking for a championship that manages the whole concept of cost control with common sense. So that's our priority.
Hi, Mike Butcher from TechCrunch. We're a technology media company. Right now the cars are very, very similar to each other, pretty much the same kind of car. Next year I gather you will be allowing the teams to tweak and sort of modify. What's the feedback from the manufacturers and the powertrain partners about the technologies that you will develop that will be able to end up in the normal family car?
So there are the short-term advances that we can make, and there are the medium and long-term advances that we can achieve. On the short term, the focus and really the lessons that we are learning are more in the area of regeneration, of recuperation of energy through braking with the motor, etc. This area is going to deliver quite immediate results, and I would say already after 4 races, the data we have in that area is extremely relevant and could be applied to road cars quite soon. Obviously, the holy grail of electric mobility is batteries, and batteries is definitely the priority in the medium and long term. We have defined a roadmap together with the FIA and with obviously consultation with the industry that targets to go from 2 cars to 1 car to finish the race. As all of you know, the teams now use the drivers. Each driver uses 2 cars to finish the race. We're targeting to go from 2 to 1 on season 5. That will be a very visible demonstration of the evolution of the capacity of these batteries. But who knows where technology is going to lead? If you look back 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, technology has done. I don't have it here in Miami, but I found online the phone that Michael Douglas used in the movie Wall Street. You remember that they called it the brick. That brick was there, and I think that movie is from 88. That brick is from 88. So from that brick, and that brick could just do like dial the number and call. This thing is 100 times smaller and probably 1,000 times more powerful, and that's on 20 years or 30 years. So who knows what can happen with energy storage devices in 5, 10, 15 years. Technology, we think, is going in our direction. We're waiting for the big breakthrough to happen, and then all this championship will be completely different.
Any more?
Yep, one there.
Mike Cunha from CBS4. As far as attracting new fans to this kind of event, what kind of atmosphere can they expect when they're out sitting in the grandstands? And you're talking about the fan boost aspect to this whole race.
We need to do a lot more. So our championship, for the moment we've got a race, but the objective is not to have a race. The objective is that the race is the base for something else, much more digital and much more interactive. So Fan Boost is just the beginning. What we would like is that these fans, these young fans, see Formula E halfway between a race and a video game. The next step for us, and that's one we've been working for some time, and it's challenging, is to build a virtual, real-time video game over the real race. So if you're a kid and you're home, you can play with a shadow car, with a virtual car, against the real racers on real time. That's not so easy. Actually, we may have to delay the live broadcasting of the race worldwide by maybe 10 or 15 seconds, so you can play at the same time as you're watching, but nobody will notice except the people who is actually in the race. But anyway, that's another problem. But just to give you an example, an idea, the philosophy of Formula E is to take risks on that direction. We don't have heritage. All the championships have amazing heritages. Formula One has the best heritage ever. They have Senna, they have Schumacher, they have Fangio, we don't have. So, okay, now we have 4 winners in 4 races, but that's not a big heritage. So we can take a lot more risk, and that's what we want to do for the young fans. Because the problem is otherwise the young fans will not come into motorsport. We will lose the young fans, and I think any sport that loses the youth is, it will die eventually. So we really focus on that.
Thank you, everyone. Just one final question from me. Those of us have been...
You have Densu there.
Oh, last question then. Last question.
Good morning, Alejandro.
Good morning.
Quick question regarding your new partnership of Liberty Global and Discovery Communications. What do you expect them to help improve the Formula E in values and media values?
Well, for us to have those new partners in the company is great news. It's great news for 2 reasons. First one is great news because obviously we all have seen many championships exist and then disappear. This has happened with many championships. Formula E was a fantastic project, was a great idea, was a fantastic startup. Now it's none of those things anymore. Now Formula E, it's a solid long-term company with a partnership, shareholders from 2 major media global conglomerates. So basically this partnership has taken Formula E to the next level. And that's important because when you are discussing with OEMs, with big car manufacturers, and also with big sponsors, they want to be sure that the championship they get involved with is going to be here in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. Before, 2 weeks ago, the answer to that question would have been, we really hope so. Now, the answer to the question is yes. So that makes a big difference for a championship like Formula E and how we look at the future. Second important element, those 2 groups, and we are just starting to scratch the surface of the possibilities of synergies and things that we could do together. But we expect them to help us develop this championship on the, like I was saying before, on the digital direction. That's what we want to develop this championship, to create this product. And I remember the discussion we've had in Japan, particularly, of the big potential of things like the digital online video game and going more digital with the championship. So we're going to work together with these groups in that direction also. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you. As many of us who've been walking around the Bayside area would have seen, there's a fleet of fantastic looking boats out there with a Formula E logo on it. Could you explain a little bit more about what that's about?
Well, just to tell you, this morning I had the chance to come to the track on one of those boats, and it's really amazing to come to a race, on the water by sea. I think it's a fantastic partnership that we have with Van Dutch that we're announcing and showcasing today. But I think there are also some very interesting technology news. So I would like to invite the CEO of Van Dutch to join me to maybe give a little more detail on those news.
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for having us here and for introducing. I hope you enjoyed the ride very much with the Van Dutch. Our product, Van Dutch, is defined by better, because we believe there is always a better way to create even better yachts. Not just in our design or engineering or manufacturing, but also our approach to creativity, innovation and sustainability. And here is a fantastic example. Today we want to announce a partnership with Aguri Technologies, a division of Aguri Racing, the organization behind Amrin Aguri Formula E, for development and construction of the first ever high-performance electric yacht. A yacht that will increase energy efficiency, will knock down emissions and will perform better than a gasoline or a diesel-powered boat. For the development of our electric yacht, we have found in Mark Preston, Peter McCool, Ferry Spikerman and Aguri Suzuki the perfect partners. Their long experience in highly competitive motorsports, Formula E and Formula One, no doubt will help to create the best electrical boat. With this action, Van Dutch is reconfirming its commitment with sustainable performance, innovation and creativity. It's for all our customers, for ourselves and for the future of our planet that we have decided to be the game changers in the world of electric mobility by bringing the first high-performance Van Dutch 40 electric yacht to market before the end of this year. I have been following Formula E from the beginning. I noticed people wondering if Formula E would transfer technology to our daily lives. The creation of the Van Dutch E-yacht is a good example that Formula E is transferring technology to the world of mobility. Van Dutch also #Drive the Future. That's for tomorrow, but let's concentrate on today. Arrive in style and leave an impression is Van Dutch slogan. Van Dutch make recreational yachts that are known worldwide for superb design and performance. Van Dutch yachts have received several design awards. We have created an efficient solution for people who want a longer driving range but still want to drive in performance when commuting. Enough energy to travel from Miami to Nassau, Bahamas and back. Travel from Miami to Cancun, Mexico, and or many times from Monaco to Saint-Tropez and back without refueling. Sustainable not only in fuel consumption but also in building components. Made of eco products, lasting long and requiring minimum maintenance. For example, our decks are from the Dutch firm Aztec, 100% eco composite deck, durable and sustainable, and a very postmodern look. In short, Van Dutch, the most innovative, creative, sustainable and durable yacht in its class, fully supports Formula E. Our Van Dutch yachts can be seen in the channel next to the Formula E station. Thank you very much, and we hope many other brands like us will support and join Formula E to make a better world.
Thank you very much.
We are in. Thank you.